Welcome back to Stooge Stream. I am your host, The Stooge. This is Making an Impact, your weekly Impact Wrestling review / recap show. We're looking at the episode that aired on the 5th of October, 2017. As always, I'm joined by the first male of professional wrestling podcasting, G-Banks.
Can you feel it, sir?
Feel what?
The first lightning of the cult of G-Banks.
You mean that idiot that was trolling me during the week?
Rule 464. You may not make fun of anyone that is a cult member of the G-Banks.
What are you talking about?
Just go on the show. Don't worry about it. Go on the show.
Okay. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange, but we're moving on. We started the episode with Eli Drake. He's doing an in-ring promo. He's always flanked by Chris Adonis, who's loving every second of Eli Drake's burial of Johnny Impact.
So am I.
Eli Drake at one point goes full Ric Flair. Firstly, doing a gravy train on his own jacket.
That was the best moment in wrestling history this year. I didn't care what anyone said.
5-star match.
Yeah, that moment there was a five-star match. Yeah, easy.
Absolutely. But then he goes, and this is the full Ric Flair moment.
Yeah.
He invites any woman between the age of 18 and 30, size 2 double D cups to his hotel room. That was every Flair promo ever.
Yeah, literally. And we were watching Flair promos not long ago, and it was literally like that. I was like, holy shit.
It's so good. He went Ric Flair, and Chris Adonis was pissing himself.
Yeah. Oh, it was so good. I was pissing myself.
Chris Adonis was loving it right up until the point that Eli told him he had a match coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And then he wasn't loving it no more.
Well, you have to be ready, mate.
Yeah, and he's like, wait, what? Who? What's going on? He's like, yeah, all right, buddy, you got this. And Garza Jr. comes out. So all of a sudden, it just starts. It's Garza Jr. versus Chris Adonis, who's not in his wrestling gear, who's like taking off his jacket and just taking his shirt off, going like, what am I doing? And we're off and running to the first match of the show. Everything's going well. Eli's on commentary. Thus, everything's going more than well.
Very well.
And
I reckon they should put him as a commentator more regularly.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. But then we see Johnny Impact has arrived, which makes Eli disappear.
He didn't disappear. He just went and got some popcorn.
He does come back with popcorn later.
So
I can't actually argue that. Johnny Impact just runs straight into the ring and jumps Chris Adonis. Garza Jr.'s like, what are you doing? Johnny Impact just jumps his ass too, DQs the match. It's a pull apart. Everything's going
new
crazy.
Johnny Impact.
Yeah, he was going wild, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Cornette comes out. He's pissed. Everyone's pissed at everyone, it seems. So he makes a match next week. It's Garza versus Impact for the number one contender to Eli Drake's title.
Interesting.
It is an interesting stipulation. Garza Jr. kind of came out of nowhere in this storyline, but you know, he was involved with Eli and Chris Adonis over the past couple of weeks. But dude, Garza Jr. just went from like X Division to number one contender match in the course of a couple of weeks. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. It did happen out of nowhere, but you know, and I was questioning it too. I was like, why is this happening? But all in all, yeah, it's alright. It's not too bad. Like, I don't mind Garza Jr. at the end of the day, but it's still a bit weird how it happened.
It happened quick, but I'm still happy it's him because he does deserve it. He has great matches. He's got a lot of personality, and I'm happy they're giving... If anyone, they could have chosen anyone to push, but he deserves it. So that's pretty cool. So this ends in a pull apart between Johnny Impact and Garza. It seems they're pissed at each other as well, and we're going to see what happens next week.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, I guess.
Awesome.
And I can't believe I'm saying that about Johnny Impact and Garza Jr.
I know, right? Out of nowhere. All right, well, let's put a quick pause on that. And what we're going to do is say thank you to each and every person that listens to our show every week. And a special thank you to the people that comment on the show. So let's quickly run through those comments. For commenters, I should say. Firstly, Bird vs. Camel, thank you.
Yeah, Bird Camel.
Impact Wrestling by Anthem Al.
Hope you're doing well.
Poochie McBeats.
Poochie McBeats. What a name. Katsuo Shashin.
That's yours. And as always, long comment guy over on Reddit. It is Smart Guy 297.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. Well, we're going to catch up with him momentarily.
Long comment?
Long comment. But first, I believe your comment of the week.
It's definitely going to Poochie McBeats. First thing, because of that name. and believes that he's never seen Batman and Eli Drake at the same place at the same time. So that's a good little...
Let's read it out. So, well, Eli Drake and Batman hasn't been seen in the same place and at the same time together. So it's a big possibility.
Yeah, good pickup.
Dude, he makes a good point.
Yeah, very
he
good
makes
point.
a good point.
Yeah.
I can't believe I never figured that out.
Yeah, me neither. Is Eli Drake
Really, Batman?
Bruce Wayne? No.
No, it could. I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, and over on
We
Reddit.
do better than George Clooney. Let's both agree on that.
Yeah, definitely. For the first time ever, long comment guy is getting comment of the week from me.
What?
Yeah, because it's actually a short comment.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So
Wait, short comment from long comment guy.
I know it's a bit of an oxymoron and a paradox of the universe, but it happens. So Smart Guy 297 said, "Hey, what happened to my comment? It's not here. Fuck, I must have fucked it up when posting it a couple of days ago. Well, instead of writing my usual long comment, let's just say I really enjoyed the episode and was wowed by this week's episode as well. Eli Drake's heel run has been fantastic. Loved him on commentary and the intensity both Johnny Impact and Garza Jr. displayed against each other." Hey, this is about this week's episode.
Oh, okay.
That makes it relevant.
Wait, is he ahead of us?
Well, we are a day behind. We're a day behind in posting the episode, and we usually give people a couple of days to watch it before we do it. So,
yeah, true.
Yeah. Also, try and check out Killing the Town, Lance Storm and Cyrus's podcast with Rosemary. She breaks character and talks about the whole incident in Mexico. Oh, and as usual, thanks for the shout out, guys.
Interesting. Very interesting. Might check that out.
Yeah, I'm definitely checking that out. I'm actually going to check that out tomorrow because that sounds like it's going to be a really cool interview. And I'd love to hear Lance Storm have personality for once. So Moose is looking for Bobby MMA. He's going to go to MMA.
Yeah, he's literally fighting everyone at MMA.
Yeah, he's going to go to MMA.
Yep.
So we're going to catch up with that later on in the episode and see how that works out for him.
Idiot.
There's an OVE promo. And even their promo packages are boring. Because right after that, there's an L.A.X. Clubhouse promo, and it blows it to shreds. Conan's pissed. Shit's falling apart. It's so intense. Like, you could cut a piece of the tension with a knife and take it home for later.
Mm-hmm. And savor it.
And then you went back to OVE's promo, and they're like, "We've got the titles. Woo! Yee! Look at our makeup." So, it's back to OVE versus Jobbers. Even the piped-in fake crowd noise couldn't save this because the crowd couldn't give a shit and OVE couldn't be less over. They tried it multiple times to start chants. No one went for it. At one point, one of the OVE dumbasses tried to do Akira Tozawa's chant. Couldn't even get that shit over.
You know what, sir? They should add an R to their name.
An R?
Yeah, because their career's pretty much over already. And I'm being nice.
All right. That was a good call.
Thanks.
That was a good call.
Thanks, it was all me.
So, OVE wins and no one cares at all.
Yeah.
The crowd literally...
Oh, except for the auntie, of course.
Yeah, the one woman that keeps screaming their
Someone
name.
go collect their auntie, by the way.
Yeah, please. She needs her medication. She thinks OVE's over.
No, they're over, alright.
Dude, but I figured it out. This match, I actually figured it out. I figured out what OVE's gimmick is.
But
OVE is a comedy act. They're not serious wrestlers.
Proceed.
Okay, so here's my theory, right? They're actually a comedy act. So their gimmick is they think they're the most over team in the world. They think everyone's cheering for them. Like, he thinks that he can get up there and start OVE chants. And then he's confused why it doesn't work. He's like, but everyone likes us. And then keeps doing his match. And then they keep trying to get chants going, and they're confused as to why no one is yelling, because in their minds, they're the most over team ever. In fact, they're delusional. That's their gimmick. They're delusional.
Okay, I somewhat believe that. Somewhat sounds true.
Could be possible.
More believable than their current gimmick. So yeah.
Yeah, so this reign shouldn't last too long.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I'm guessing they're going to get booed out of the building in Canada as well. So let's see what happens there.
Oh, if they don't know, they'll be hearing my boos anyway.
So right after this, we had Sienna with KM. Sienna's doing an in-ring promo.
Queen, please.
Dude, the crowd was behind this.
Yeah.
The crowd was chanting liar at KM, and this is great.
Say one word and they're all chanting liar.
Now, here's how you do a delusional character properly. Sienna thinks she should be in the Hall of Fame this year and cuts an awesome promo. KM's right behind her. Like, of course.
I wouldn't say think. She kind of deserves it.
Not even close. Anyway, Gal comes out. She wants her title shot at Bound for Glory. She gets interrupted by Taryn, who reminds everyone she's actually the longest reigning knockouts champion of all times. And she wants her title shot.
Oh, okay.
She's interrupted by Ali, and Ali wants her title shot because...
She's Ali.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's the long and the short of it. Not because she's an ex-knockouts champion, because she's Ali, so she should get a title shot.
That's all she said.
That pretty much works for me. This leads to Karen Jarrett coming out. Karen, who has the biggest balls in the world, you pointed out.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Because her husband's not around.
Yeah, and she comes out to Jeff Jarrett's music.
Yeah. How dare her.
That's a balls of steel. Yeah. That's awesome. I love Karen now.
Yeah, Karen's, she's kind of won me over a little bit.
Yeah. Her husband's person non grata, and she still comes out to his music. Yeah. It's fantastic. So first she lets Sienna know, like, Hall of Fame? Nope. That's not happening for you.
Each their own.
Yeah. Oh, and at Bound for Glory, you'll be facing Gail Kim, Taryn Terrell, and Ali. Have fun with that.
Trying to screw over my girl. I'm not happy.
Oh, hardcore.
Yeah.
Straight out. I'm even going to admit it this time. Straight out. Straight out, you're trying to screw her. It is awesome. No. It is awesome.
No, it's not awesome.
Bend her over and just take it, Sienna. You're going in now in a four-way.
They're supposed to be neutral. They can't take favors.
It's happening. It's a fatal four-way at Bound for Glory for the Knockouts champion. Next, we see Joseph Park and Grado. They're at work again, doing the VIP meet and greet. It looks like Joseph Park is getting a bit greedy. He seems to be pocketing a fair amount of that cash, and Grado seems to be getting a very small proportional amount of said cash by the end of the day. This relationship doesn't seem to be very fair.
Yeah, he should be happy. He's staying in America.
Hey, look, at this point, Grado seems happy, so see what happens. I like these promo packages. They're cute. Next up, we had a very confusing three-man team. First, it's Caleb Conley, Trevor Lee, and Andrew Everett.
They made up.
What?
They made up.
When?
I don't know, like a while ago now, but they made up.
How?
I don't know. They just spoke over some coffee, and I think Trevor Lee said he was kind of sorry, and Andrew Everett was all cool with it.
What? Dude, this is just confused. Like, they tried to cover this on commentary. They're like, Trevor Lee brainwashed him. He's back with Trevor. It's like, dude, at least have a backstage promo package for 30 seconds showing, like, Trevor Lee whispering into his ear. Something! Like, what the fuck is this? The dude has made a face for ages. Why?
I told you, they made up.
Anyway, versus Sanjay Dutt, Petey Williams, and Matt Sydal.
If anything, that's a weird team. We've got an Indian, a Canadian, and a hippie. What?
Why is that a weird team? I just need to know the rationale here. Why is that a weird team?
Okay, so you got a midget from Canada. You got a guy who thinks he's a relevant rapper, but he's also a wrestler. And you got a guy that still thinks he's stuck in Woodstock.
And
how can you tell me that's a good or decent team?
How can you tell me a guy that hated another guy for months, who got like beat down by him, used by him, treated like crap by him, then just all of a sudden they're friends with no explanation?
He bought him coffee. They made up. I told you.
You're an idiot.
It's up to you, man.
Anyway, this is your X Division spectacular for the night. There was some absolutely amazing moves by just about everyone in this. Some over-the-top rope triple team moves from both sides. So some all sorts of top rope shenanigans, all sorts of counters and spins and grabs, and like this was just a lot happened. At points it was not hard to follow, but a lot was going on. These guys did their best to absolutely steal the show in every regard.
Mm-hmm. They were pretty close.
This was really, really good. This is the definition of what the X Division should be. Spectacular athletes putting on spectacular shows. And they did not disappoint in any way. You got exactly what you expected out of this. The ending was Matt Seidel's shooting star press onto Job Job. Yes, I said it. Andrew Everett's back to being Job Job for the win. The end of this match ended in a bit of dissension between the face team, because Sanjay Dutt wants Trevor Lee at Bound for Glory, but Petey Williams is like, hey mate, I want my shot at Bound for Glory. Matt Seidel wants his shot at Bound for Glory. We don't know what's going to happen. Later on, we do see them all in Jim Cornette's office arguing and screaming, and Jim just throws his papers in the air and walks out. He's like, fuck this shit.
All I can say is Trevor Lee planted his seed very well.
Well, I don't know, man. Look, even if he did, he's still going to have 3 opponents to face regardless.
All right. Oh, well.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe. Or maybe we'll get an Ultimate X.
I feel like the heels are getting really screwed over lately with the management.
About time.
No, not about time. It's not fair. What have they done to deserve this?
They're heels.
That's not a good excuse.
Next up, we had this week's Global Forge segment. Again, these are just too short. I really can't get invested because I don't... Things flash by so quickly. All we were watching for was Yozzie's name, and we barely got that.
Yeah.
It's Tony Zane. And now Knockout actually got it. I missed it. Like, things happen way too fast. It's way too condensed. I really think they need to extend these out into longer episodes and make more sense.
Make their own. They have a YouTube channel. They just put it on there.
Yeah, just make like 20-minute episodes and put them on there.
Simple.
And
I guarantee they probably have footage for 20 minutes.
Oh, for sure. To cut it down to that, you've got a whole lot of other footage. But look, besides the point, they're moving to Canada soon, so I think the opportunity is there, obviously, to do a lot more filming because the crews are all going to be there and production's going to be there and all the rest of it. So hopefully we get more of this, but longer and just more detailed and not on the main show. Like, maybe show the highlight and go, for the full episode, go to... And then we'll go watch the full episode, dude. And then you can chuck some YouTube in advertising on that and get some more money.
Yeah. Marketing done for you now.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, we're doing the booking now and marketing.
Next up, we had crazy ass Laurel Van Ness. She was on
She's
her...
looking beautiful. What are you on about?
Crazy ass Laurel Van Ness was on a motorized scooter thing going through the audience, making out with really, really disgusting fat dudes.
That I was kind of jealous of, to be honest.
It was kind of hot. It's kind of hot. Sorry. I lie. It was kind of hot.
I'm still jealous. I want to find out where that fat dude lives.
Why?
And just congratulate him.
Shake his hand.
Yeah, like you did what I couldn't do for many, many years.
We're losing Banks. Come back to us, bro.
I'm sorry.
Come back to us, bro. All right, and then she scoots off while swerving and nearly hitting people. It was fantastic. Moose gets to MMA, goes into MMA, pushes around old man MMA, and then gets his ass kicked by MMA.
MMA were not happy. The whole 3 letters weren't happy.
Yeah. M, and A.
Yeah.
They were all pissed. One of them rocks him with a jumping Superman punch, and then the rest of
boy
them,
King Mo.
Yeah, King Mo actually that was good.
Yeah, it was.
And then everyone gets in on the dog pile, and Lashley... Look, if the point of this segment was to bury Moose...
Great job.
Well done. Mwah.
Wait, isn't that what they were doing?
Mwah.
Isn't that what they were doing?
I hope so. Because if not, you wasted these segments. If you were trying to show Moose standing up to MMA and blah, 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 maybe not having them kick his ass would have helped.
You know what would have topped off that?
Maybe him going in there and knocking a few of them before the numbers overwhelmed him would have helped. Not just pushing around one old man before 5 dudes beat the piss out of him.
You know what would have topped off that promo package?
What?
When they threw Moose out, they should have thrown like a bowler hat with him. Like, take your shitty hat with you. And he didn't even rock up with a hat. That would have been pretty funny. Come on. Imagine that.
It was one step away from NWO, dude. Seriously, I was expecting him to get the spray paint out and spray paint MMA on his back.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
Yeah, that was just terrible. All right, so next up we have a main event match, apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was our main event until people started coming out. I'm like, oh, this must be the main event. Because nobody on commentary mentioned it.
Yeah, no one actually said, hey, this is our main event. Oh, maybe you weren't listening, but I don't know.
No, I was listening. Good work, Josh.
Yeah, thanks.
So we had Tayano.
Wait, why is it Josh's fault? Couldn't be JB's fault. He's the main commentary lead.
Okay, look, I'll let him share the blame this time.
Okay, cool.
So then we had Tayano Jr. and Phantasma versus EC3 and James Storm in a tag team cross promotion match.
Yeah.
You know, something you'd probably want to hype up a little bit. just a tad. It's finally happening. AAA versus, well, actually, what do you call it? Us.
Yeah.
Us.
First them.
Yeah. First Team Us.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the 3-letter acronym anymore.
Yeah.
But there was just no build to this. And I literally only figured out it was the main event when EC3's music hit. I'm like, oh, it's the main event. Because why else would EC3 be coming out? So the match itself, though, was really good. Everybody involved in this is super talented. You were telling me about Phantasma.
Yeah, he's actually really good. Like, really good. We only see, like, 20% of him, you know, on Impact. I actually saw a couple of clips on YouTube of him, and I was wowed. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I was explaining, it's like the dude doesn't actually work for Impact. This is like the side.
I know,
he can't get hurt, so they got to wrestle different style.
Like, it makes sense and everything. It's just like, when I was watching, I was just like getting a bit upset. I was like, why'd you do this at Impact? Cave more
single tier.
Yeah, cave more head in. Please.
So, and then for actual fans of AAA, this is interesting as well because Tayano Jr. and Phantasma are on opposite sides. One being Rudos and one being a face. I forget what they call the faces. And so they don't interact. They're not teammates. They're not, they're opponents. So seeing them on the same team over in Impact, it's an interesting combination for people that are AAA fans. For us, of course, we get to see the different lucha style, even if it is a little bit
dumbed down. And also we get to see EC3 and James Storm team up.
Yeah, and two other spectacular homegrown talents in EC3 and James Storm. So, again, this match was really good. This was a main event quality match. It really should have had more hype to it.
Yeah.
Pagano comes out at some point, the clown. He's a distraction. He's trying to distract Storm. He's trying to distract EC3. The match still continues, though, with the faces, not fighting him off, but like not falling for his games. But by the end, the extra man is just too much. Pagano pulls James Storm's legs from under the rope while Phantasma falls on top of him for the pin, which shouldn't have been a pin because Storm's legs were under the ropes. But that's besides the point. It's a Hebner referee. He's blind as shit.
No, well, you see, in the Book of Banks, that's actually allowed.
What?
To be pinned when your feet are over the ropes.
But that's a direct, rule. That's against the rules.
No, it's the rules, but in the Book of Banks, it's not.
The Book of Banks? I don't want to know. Anyway, in
due time, my friend. In due time.
Please don't touch me.
No problem.
You're scaring me.
Not a problem.
Okay. Anyway, so because of the Pagano interference, Phantasma does get the win for his team. So this isn't over. Obviously, we're going to see EC3, James Storm, and probably Eddie Edwards in future teaming up to take on this team. Hopefully, they build a bit more to it towards Bound for Glory, and we have a big blow-off inter-promotional match.
I'll be interesting to see, definitely.
Yeah. And then in our real main event, we had an L.A.X. Clubhouse promo. Because this is what closed the show, man. What do you want me to do? Conan says it's all good after everyone had some tension and was pissed before. It's okay. They've worked it out. They know how to take care of the gringos. It's going to be a 51-50 street fight.
Cool. Now that I'm looking forward to.
Pop, pop, pop. Bound for Glory.
Can't wait to see OVE die.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Please. Because L.A.X. have the numbers, they have the personality, they're L.A.X.
All around better.
Yeah, what do you need? Like, that's 3 to OVE's 0.
Yeah. Like,
OVE no personality, shitty gimmicks. They look better without their costumes on. Seriously, they look better without their makeup on and stuff.
100% they do.
It's weird. It's just bad. I don't get it.
Yeah, their career OVER'd already before it started.
I can't believe it. Like, honestly, normally I'd be like, come on, they're the champs. They're fucking around. But you're absolutely, they are the world tag team champions and they're fucking over.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right, and now we're at the end of the show, which means it's time for match of the night. What was your match of the night?
Bobby Lashley getting beaten up by MMA.
I mean, Moose, sorry.
Yeah, Moose, sorry.
Yeah, just getting destroyed
by MMA. That was my match of the night.
Have to admit.
And it's allowed to be a match of the night because I put 2 and 2 together. It was in a ring, and there was an old man there, and I think I saw a ref, and that's allowed at the end of the day. So so you can't take that away from me, true?
I'm choking.
But you can't take that away.
How did you make that justification?
But it
How?
worked. But it worked.
How?
But it worked, right?
You son of a bitch.
Thank you.
Son of a bitch.
Not a problem.
You son of a bitch.
What was your match of the night?
My match of the night was the X Division match. I think the guys actually did end up stealing the show.
Yeah.
I think that was a true spectacle. Just everything you wanted was in that match.
Look, if the outcome was different, I probably would have gave a match of the night. But at the end of the day, look, MMA going Boston beatdown on my boy fucking Moose. I'd even say 4 out of 5.
Well, look, I'm actually going to go 4 out of 5 for my match of the night.
All right, cool.
I'm deducting 1 point for one thing and one thing only.
What?
There was no Canadian.
That's fair. I would have given more points off, to be honest, because no Canadian.
Come on. You got Petey
That's like
Williams.
5 points there.
Petey Williams is right there.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah.
I saw him. That means I see Canadian.
No, I saw a Canadian, but I didn't see him do a Canadian.
Yeah, you saw a Canadian.
Yeah, I saw a Canadian, which is kind of boring to be
Not
honest.
a Canadian destroyer.
Yeah.
And you even saw at the end of the match, like, Matt Sydal gets his hippie moonsault finish, and Petey Williams comes running in like, hey, hold on, I haven't got a Canadian yet. What are you doing? The match isn't over.
You ruined it for me.
So 1 point deducted. But other than that, great match.
It was all right.
So what was your match of the night? What did you think of the show? Let us know in the comments below, either on Reddit, on YouTube. You can also find us now on Instagram @StoogeStream, on Twitter @StoogeStream, all one word. Make sure, shoot us a message. Let us know what you think. DMs?
Yeah, it's like that's how you message each other on Instagram.
Oh, I'm old, sorry.
No problem.
Until next time, I've been your host, The Stooge.
And I'm your leader, G-Banks.
And don't forget, adventure, excitement. Stooge craves not these things.
Welcome to Stooge Revolution.
The Book of Banks? Oh, God. It's going to get worse before it gets better.